Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel after I think a year. I think last August was my last upload. Things have been crazy to say the least. I'm finally done with my second year of law school, so I thought that similar to 1L, I should do an end of the year kind of wrap up and talk about my experience during 2L year. I cannot believe that I'm almost finished. I only have 2 semesters left with law school and then I'll be a lawyer, which is absolutely insane. So today we're gonna do a little get ready with me and I'm gonna talk all about my 2L year. I have gained some new subscribers even though I haven't posted, which I think is so funny. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Ivanka. I am a rising 3L going into my last year of law school at St. John's Law in New York City. So if you guys are interested in law school content, definitely watch my old videos, and hopefully 3L will be a little more relaxed so that I can actually film throughout the year. Like I said, we're gonna do a little get ready with me. I'm gonna be using new products from my Ipsy box. This is the June box. I have some really great goodies in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk and get ready. But if you're new, make sure to subscribe and let's get right into the video. So I'm gonna be that basic person and put on this headband so my hair stays out of the way. I feel like I have so much to talk about. So much has happened, so I think I'm gonna backtrack like all the way back to August to kind of talk about my fall semester, my spring semester, and everything that 2L had to bring. The lighting is being weird and changing because I'm using natural sunlight, so obviously that will happen. Like I said, I'm going to be using products from my Ipsy box. I got some really good goodies this month, but unfortunately a lot of them I can't use because they're skincare. I'm going to start with primer. This is the Rem Beauty Blurring Primer. This is Ariana Grande's makeup brand. I honestly, oh, it's like a silicone primer. I honestly don't really use her makeup just because it's never really interested me. But I'm just gonna do like my everyday makeup that I do for work, and I'm not gonna talk through like what I'm doing because it's really nothing extravagant. And I will leave my link down below for Boxycharm because I do have a referral link. I don't know if it really does anything for me, but I believe you guys get like a free gift, so definitely look in the description box for that. And this is crooked. I guess we'll go back to August. So I was very nervous about 2L just because everyone says that 2L is like a crazy year. You know, you're more involved in extracurricular activities, and on top of that you have school to worry about, and you know, all these crazy things. And I really don't remember what I spoke about in my 1L video, but law school is difficult. Don't get me wrong, it's very difficult, it's hard, but at the end of the day it's very rewarding. And if you put in the work and you show up, you go to class, you do what you have to do while still maintaining like your life, it's very much manageable and you can do it and still keep your social life and go out and all those things. But so like my 1L year, I literally went out like all the time and I had no problem. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not top 10% of my class. I haven't looked at my ranking since fall 1L because I just clearly don't care and no employer has ever asked for it, so why would I hurt my feelings? So that's like my kind of take on that. But like I said, I was nervous going to 2L just because I really didn't know what to expect. All semester I took Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, which is your like Con Law 2 class. I took Real Estate Transactions. I took, oh my gosh, I'm like forgetting because fall is like a million years ago. I literally just remembered. So I took Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, like I said, which is Common Law 2. I took Real Estate Transactions. I took Construction Law because I'm interested in real estate law. I took Healthcare Fraud because I needed like an extra like, you know, curricular class. And then I took Reproductive Rights, which was insane. If you guys are up to date, hopefully you know what's going on in the world, but you know, Roe v. Wade was overturned, and so that class was just very intense. But those are the courses that I took in the fall. Civil Rights and Civil Liberties was the most amazing class I think I've ever taken in law school thus far. I loved my teacher. I don't remember what I said about Common Law 1 in my end of 1L video, so make sure you go back and watch that. But honestly, my 1L Common Law experience was not great. I taught myself the entire class. I literally had no idea what was going on until maybe like a month before the final. I got a B+ in the class, which honestly I was satisfied with considering that I had no idea what was going on. But Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, that was my first A in law school, which I was just so happy about because, you know, I really put in the effort to that class. I really wanted to do well just because I loved my professor. He is one of the most amazing professors I've had in my entire academic career. And you know, I just wanted to do well. So I really enjoyed that class, and it is UBE tested on the bar exam, universal bar exam. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I took that course. Real estate transactions is also UBE tested, which is why I wanted to take that. Construction law, I got an A in. Like, I did pretty decent in my fall semester, but honestly, like, my real estate transactions professor was god awful. Like, so many students in our class complained to faculty about her because it was just, she was one of the worst professors ever. And honestly, she tanked my GPA because that class was one that was not curved. She tanked my GPA, and I was so upset. I like made a whole fuss about it with my school and whatnot. You know, they ended up taking action. Yeah, fall semester was just, it was a lot, just because I'm someone who, you know, I love the holidays, I love that time of the year, but because it gets dark out so early out in the day, it's like I felt like my whole day was over and it was only like 4 o'clock, and it was hard like balancing that. I just found myself spending a lot of time at school because I also work in the admissions office at my law school. So I had shifts during the day for that, and then, you know, would it make sense to come home for like 2 hours? So I would end up staying at school till super late at night. A lot of those extra credit, like not extra credit, but you know, extracurricular like add-on classes were usually from 6:15 to 8:15. So Monday through Wednesday, I was literally at school from 9 a.m. to around 8:30 at night. By the time I left, I was literally at school all day, and then by the time I got home, I didn't want to do anything, even though I did have to do stuff. So it was very hard adjusting to that, but we got through it. I survived. I'm here now. Let's see what's in my Ipsy box. I have a Benefit moisturizing matte lip tint. I saw this when I opened the box initially, and I thought it was so cute because I love Benefit. I have the Go-Go tint, similar to like the Benefit, so I'm excited about this. It's just for your lips, and I'm looking kind of pale. Oh, it's like super pigmented. Lighten that a little bit so I don't look like a clown. Honestly, I'm gonna put some on my cheeks. But yeah, that's how my fall semester went. I literally had 5 finals. Oh my god, I'm forgetting a class. I took legal research too. So that class was only half a semester, thankfully, so it wasn't like super intense or anything like that. But you know, that was another thing that I had to worry about. So that was, I really hated fall semester. Like, fall semester 2L has to be like one of the worst semesters of my life, just because I was very unhappy. I didn't really like all my teachers. I really only liked my civil rights and civil liberty teachers. Not that I didn't like my other professors. I think I was just like over it. Like, I was just taking those classes because I needed to fill my schedule. So it wasn't like I wanted, you know, to really be in those classes. Fall semester was pretty stressful in that sense. I had 5 finals, like I mentioned, and then my birthday happened, so that was fun. Then the holidays, but then everyone in my family ended up getting sick with COVID. So it's not like we didn't even like really have a true Christmas or whatever. It was just very stressful. But spring semester was amazing. Like, my favorite semester to date in law school. I'm just gonna put some powder on my face. It's insane because it was my favorite semester, yet the semester where I was the most stressed out, but I did the best I've ever done in law school. So in my school, obviously this goes for any law school, there are certain classes that you need to take in order to graduate, either because they're part of the curriculum at the school or they encourage you to take them because they're bar tested. So in my school, in order to graduate, we have to take 5 out of 6 cores, which are all bar tested. So those are classes like civil rights and civil liberties, evidence, business organizations. It's inevitable that one semester you will have to double up and take 2 cores in one semester. That was this semester. I went ahead and I took business organizations as well as administrative law. Administrative law is not UBE tested, but it is a 3-credit core, so they recommend taking a 4-credit core, which was business organizations for me, and then the 3-credit, which was admin law. And I tell you that I did not breathe this semester. I did not breathe because I had those 2 core classes. I also worked. I had an externship this semester, which luckily was 4 credits, so it kind of took up the weight of having a final, but I was commuting to my job twice a week. I worked 10 hours a week in the law firm. I'm currently there this summer, so it did lead to future paid employment, which is super nice. But on top of that, I was also writing my scholarly thesis, which you need in order to graduate. It's like a 30-page paper with a shit ton of footnotes, and like you have to do research and all this stuff to graduate. So that's a requirement for everyone that I needed to do. To professional responsibility, which is the ethics course that everyone needs to take in order to graduate law school, as well as I took the MPRE, which I will talk about in this video. If you guys are going into law school, you will learn all about this and, you know, the requirements to graduate and things to get sworn into the bar. But it's one thing that you do need. You need to take the MPRE exam. That was just like a whole other thing added to my plate. So needless to say, it was a very stressful semester, but for the first time ever, I got all A's except for admin law, which I got a B+ in, but honestly, I will take it. I got 4 A's and 1 B+, and in law school, you know, that is amazing because law school is very difficult, and all the classes that I took this semester were graded on a curve. So I was able to beat the curve in 4 out of 5 of my classes, which is something that, you know, for some people, they may find it to be easy because, you know, I do have friends who are like in the top 10% of the class and they've gotten straight A's since 1L, but you know, that is not the case for me. It's been hard for me just because I feel like I learn differently than other people. I need to work a little bit harder than other people. Yes, I'm smart, but I'm not naturally smart like some of these people who can just, you know, answer a question in 2 seconds. I need to sit down in the library and really put in the work to, you know, get a good grade. And I was able to do that this semester, and I was just so beyond proud of myself. It was so stressful. It was such a stressful semester. My grandma passed away like literally the day before my business organization's final, and I was like, how am I supposed to get through this? There's just like, you know, family stuff going on, and I just thought that the semester was never gonna end, and now I'm rambling. But I'm gonna use this eyeshadow palette that's in the box. It is by the brand Formula Z. I've never heard of this brand. I'm literally just gonna do like the simplest eyeshadow look of life. But yeah, those are the classes that I took this semester, and kind of just like a preface on everything that happened. If you are going into law school, I would highly recommend taking business organizations, especially if you want to be a corporate attorney or you want to go into business law, some sort of finance law. I really enjoyed that class. I was a business major in undergrad, so it was like I was going back to my roots in some ways. And honestly, I had a panic attack, like I would say 4 weeks before the final, just because in my class, our professor made us take a required practice exam that she had given the year before, I believe. And it counted for 10% of our grade. It wasn't based off of like, you know, if we answered the question correctly. It was just a good faith effort. And I literally looked at the fact pattern and it was like, I can't spot any issues. So I panicked. I was like, I'm gonna fail business organizations. I was freaking out, and in my head, like, I knew that I was overthinking. I'm someone who definitely lacks self-confidence when it comes to academics. Like, I always know that I'm capable of achieving what I want to achieve, but I just have really bad imposter syndrome, and that's one thing that law school just brings out even more, imposter syndrome, because it's kind of hard not to compare yourself to other people. And I seriously thought that I was gonna lose it and panic and, you know, fail my exam, and I ended up getting an A in the class. So that just goes to show that you need to have faith in yourself, because you really have no idea what you're capable of at the end of the day. And it was so nice because after, you know, final grades had come out and things had settled a little bit, my professor actually messaged me, and she told me that she was so proud of me for doing so well in the course, because I had gone through our office hours a lot, like, you know, panicking and like just venting to her and telling her like how I felt about everything. And she was an amazing professor, and if I have the opportunity to take a class with her again, I definitely will. She was great. Admin law, different story. I absolutely hated that course. Administrative law has to do with like, you know, all the administrative agencies and the government, and it was just, I hated that class. It was so boring to me, and I feel like I really didn't put a lot of effort into that course just because I hated the material. And honestly, I barely read for the class. I still got a B+, and I'm satisfied because that was one class that I was like, I just cannot wait until this is over because it was so bad. That was my experience with my 2 core classes. Highly recommend taking business law. Usually schools will make you take it just because it is bar tested, but if you have the chance to take it, definitely take it. What else did I take? Professional responsibility. Like I said before, that is the class that is all about ethics in the legal field. You learn about the model rules of professional responsibility, which govern, you know, lawyers, judges. And with that course, you have to take the MPRE, which is the required exam to you know, get sworn into any bar. In New York, the passing score for that exam is an 85, and when I took it in March, I got an 84. So yes, I failed by 1 point. I'm taking it again in August. I was truly devastated when I found out that I failed by literally 1 point, just because, you know, people say that it's not a hard exam, that, you know, it's super easy, like you don't even need to study for it. But I've learned that you really can't listen to what people say in law school, just because everyone's experience with test taking and, you know, retaining material is so different. And I had so much on my plate this semester. As you can imagine, I was working. I really could not dedicate as much time to studying for that exam as I would have liked to. And I really feel like that, you know, affected me in terms of not passing on the first time. I honestly feel like I never hear people talk about failing the first time. It's like known to be a pretty, not a pretty easy exam, but a more manageable exam to study for and to pass in your first time. But hey, like, I failed my first time, and that's completely fine because I'm gonna pass now when I take it in August. And you know, after revealing to some people that I ended up failing, I did learn that other people have failed the first time too. It's just something that a lot of people share out loud because, you know, it's embarrassing to fail. Like, who wants to fail? But I choose to provide comfort to others. That was my experience with the MQRE. Definitely not as easy, in my opinion, as people play it out to be. I don't know, everyone is different and everyone has their own opinions about certain things, but I personally did not think that it was that easy. My last class, I think I mentioned, was my externship class. For that class, I was able to work while in school. I worked for 10 hours a week in a law firm, but I would commute on Mondays and Wednesdays. Right after class, I would literally leave school so fast and go to the firm, and it is a real estate and family law, bankruptcy, foreclosure, you know, a general litigation boutique that does all types of law, and I absolutely love it. And if you've been following me for a long time, you've known that I was always interested in real estate law. Like, nothing really ever caught my eye besides that. I always said that I wasn't going to do family law just because it's something that is so intense, especially if you are working with children. It can be a pretty heavy area of law just because, you know, these kids are going through so much, like in divorces and custody and things like that. So I never thought that I wanted to do that, and then working at the firm this past semester really solidified that I think it's what I'm meant to do. And I'm so happy because I actually enjoyed doing the work. This past semester I done a ton of matrimonial work, you know, drafting motions, affidavits, affirmations, emergency restraining orders, like, you name it. I've done so much drafting, and honestly I learned so much, and I was so happy because, you know, I got 4 credits for working. I had 2 credits for the actual job itself, and then I had a 2-credit seminar that I had to take once a week during the semester. That was a super easy class that just basically taught you lawyering skills that are necessary, and it was great. I absolutely loved working. And you know, I had interviews set up for other firms, and then my boss asked me if I wanted to stay there for the summer for a paid job, and I was like, of course. I love everyone that I work with. All the attorneys are so nice. And you know, this summer I've been working, I'm going into my 3rd week of work, and I absolutely love it. I have really long days, but you know, I get Fridays off, so I think it's worth it. I absolutely feel like everyone in law school needs to have some type of internship, just because law school will not teach you how to be a lawyer by any means. I do tours at my school, and I always say, you need to have an externship. You need to do something that's going to teach you how to be a lawyer, because before this job, I had no idea how to draft a motion. You know, besides what I did in legal writing, I had no idea what I was doing. And this job has really shown me, you know, the necessary lawyering skills that I need to actually be a good attorney in the future. So I really appreciated, you know, having an externship this semester. I'm going to set my face with Professional Supersetter from Benefit. My makeup looks so bare, but honestly, I don't care. So I really loved that externship, and because of that, I decided to join a clinic in the fall at my school. So if you guys are not familiar, a clinic is basically you're representing real people who are coming in with legal cases while you're in school. So you're basically a student attorney. It's really similar to an externship, but they're in-house within the law school. Most law schools have them, and my school has a child advocacy clinic. And because of this externship solidifying that I really love family law, I decided to apply for it. I got a position without, you know, having to interview or anything, and I'm so excited. I'll be joining the child advocacy clinic at my school in the fall. It's 5 credits, so again, I don't have to worry about taking another final. It is, though, very labor intensive. I think I will be working like 14 hours a week in the clinic, but you know, I'm getting that experience that I need in the future. And if I decide to join a firm after graduation that does family law, I just know that it will be super helpful in terms of that. The law firm that I'm at now, I have been there since January, and I already have experience in family law. So I think it will be super beneficial for me. So I'm super excited about that. I've yet to register for classes for the fall. I feel like my school registers pretty late. We register at the end of June. I'm not really sure why we wait so late. My plan as of right now for the fall semester is to take my clinic, which I said is 5 credits, evidence, which I am absolutely horrified about, just because everyone says that evidence is the hardest class in law school, but I have to get it done because it is bar tested. I need to learn it. That is definitely a class that I do not want to be teaching myself when it's time to study for the bar. So I hope to take evidence. If I don't get into evidence, I'm going to take wills, trusts, and estates, and then I'll just take evidence in the spring of 3L. I'm also going to be taking a pre-session course. If I get into it, it's a negotiation course, which I think is super helpful just because, you know, as a lawyer, you will be inevitably negotiating with, you know, opposing counsel. And then I don't know as of yet, but my school has this thing called ALA, which is like a bar course. So you basically take it in the spring and the fall. They only admit certain students into it. It's really students who need like extra help when it's time to study for the bar. So instead of studying like May right before the July bar, you start studying like in August through this course. I believe you get like 3 credits for it, but not everyone has to take the course. It's required for certain students. I've yet to receive an email, so I don't know if they're putting me in the course yet or not. I don't know if they only admit students who are like in a certain class rank, so I'm not sure if I'll have to take that course. I haven't received an email, so I think I should have gotten one by now. But if I have to take that course, I would be more than happy because I think it's something that every 3L should take. I don't know why they only give to certain students, but hopefully I can take that course. If not, I'm gonna take like, you know, 3 credit intellectual property course or something that just fits into my schedule. I want to have a fun course to take. So I'm looking at 2 to 3 finals, which honestly is really not bad in comparison to 5 that I took fall of 2L year. So I'm looking forward to it. I cannot believe that law school is almost over. It feels like I just started this journey, but time goes by very, very fast. You will not believe it. So I did the rest of my makeup already. I honestly feel like it doesn't even look like I have makeup on, but I'm gonna put some lip gloss on now. This is the brand Pink Lips. I've never heard of it, but these shades are so pretty. I'm gonna use the bottom pink one. I love lip glosses that are not sticky. Okay, I'm gonna take this stupid headband off. I feel like it's so funny just because everyone has that headband now. This is the finished makeup look. I'm sorry if this lighting is so bad. I just wanted to like sit down and talk to you guys while I did my makeup or something. I just didn't want to, you know, sit down here and just talk. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me video. If you have any questions about law school, please leave them down below or message me on Instagram. My Instagram is always in my description box. I get so many DMs from you guys still, you know, asking about my undergrad experience at St. John's or my law school experience, and I'm really happy to help any of you guys. Law school is a big decision. It's a big decision academically. It's a big decision financially. So of course you want to make sure that you're picking the right school for you, just because it is a huge investment. It is not cheap by any means. And I truly love my school. I've had an amazing experience. You know, every school has like their little negatives, but in my experience at St. John's, I can really put all the negatives that I've had on one hand, and there's maybe been like 2 negative experiences, and the school has been super proactive about, you know, taking care of those things, which is something that I really appreciate, because law school, like I said, is very expensive. So you want to make sure that you're paying for something that, you know, is worth it at the end of the day. Yeah, I can't believe I am basically a 3L. Time has gone by so fast, so definitely savor every moment of law school. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. I promise to post more this summer. So if you guys want to see more videos like this one, or if you have any video requests, please leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.